नमस्कार, योर टाइम डील्स कोलकाता न्यूज में आप सभी का स्वागत है। कोलकाता को फिर से प्रासंगिक बनाने के लिए आयोजित किया गया द CCU फेस्टिवल का पहला संस्करण खुशी के शहर की महिमा को बहाल रखने के उद्देश्य में ये एक पहला पहल 300 साल से भी अधिक पहले स्थापित कोलकाता को तत्कालीन शासकों के ताज के गहने के रूप में प्रतिष्ठा किया गया था। यह ब्रिटिश साम्राज्य का सबसे धनी प्रांत था और वाणिज्य और उद्योग का प्रतिष्ठित केंद्र होने के अलावा समृद्ध कला, शिल्प और संस्कृति का एक सामान्य मिश्रण था। लेकिन राज्य के वर्तमान निवासी अनिवार्य रूप से अपनी अफवाहों के दौरान घोषणा करते हैं, जब अन्य राज्यों ने स्पष्ट रूप से अपने राज्य के नेतृत्व को सामने लाया है, तो हम अपने गौरव को कब तक छुपा के रखेंगे। इसी बीच तालकुटी कन्वेंशन सेंटर में 29 अक्टूबर 2022 को आयोजित होगा CCU महोत्सव।
Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. Kolkata relevant again, a small step towards this initiative. Okay, so we ready? I think we'll do it in a countdown of 3, 2, 1. Okay. I request Akib sir. Okay, we can reel out of it. Let's go. In 3, 2, 1, and go! CCU Fest! Guys, the CCU Festival. Get a big round of applause for the CCU Festival. So logo टेढ़ा है पर इरादे सीधे हैं. That's what we are here to talk about. This guys in as we know today is a press meet. You guys will get to ask questions and we'll have our guests talk about Amra Reveal Kochi, the t-shirt for the festival. Let us begin now with the event to call all our favorites, the heartthrob of the city, the guy who's working really hard to make Calcutta relevant again. Can we have a round of applause for Mr. Meghdut Roy Chaudhary, who's going to tell us about CCU Festival.
All right. A very warm welcome to everyone who's joined us today on this endeavor of absolute madness. Because, again, as Sahil mentioned at the very beginning, this is something that has been plaguing our minds, and it's not just in terms of the CCU festival, but Kolkata শহরে হচ্ছেটা কি? In Calcutta, what are the things that আমরা যখনই বাইরে যাই, আমি বাংলায় বলছি, সবাই বাংলা বলে সুবিধা একটু, হ্যাঁ বাংলা বললে ভালো তো, আমি বাংলাতেই বলছি একটু। আমরা যারা কলকাতা নিয়ে কাজ করি, কলকাতায় কাজ করি, আমরা যখনই কলকাতার বাইরে যাই, আমাদের প্রথম কিন্তু শুনতে হয় যে ও তোমরা কলকাতায় এসব কাজ করো, জানতাম না তো। কলকাতায় যেরকম ইন্টারেস্টিং কাজ হচ্ছে, সেটা স্টার্টআপস নিয়ে হোক, সেটা ফান্ডিং নিয়ে হোক, সেটা গান বাজনা নিয়ে হোক, সেটা সাস্টেনেবিলিটি নিয়ে হোক, ডিজাইন নিয়ে হোক, সবাই কিন্তু কলকাতার বাইরে গেলে কলকাতাকে আগে যেই রূপে দেখতো, যেইভাবে দেখতো, সেটা আমাদের মনে হয়, আমাদের ইয়াং লোকজনদের মনে হয় যে সেরকমভাবে দেখা হচ্ছে না। তাই জন্যই last year we started this campaign called Make Calcutta Relevant Again, much to the ire of a lot of people saying Kolkata ki relevant nahi, is Calcutta not relevant? The idea is that it's not as relevant as it used to be. There was a time when Calcutta was the epicenter of all interesting activity happening in the country. So much incredible work has happened from this city. But then at this point, why are so many young people leaving the city? Why are so many people leaving looking for better opportunities, economic opportunities, even some incredible startups? And I mean, an actual story in actual startups who have built incredible products and services in this city have moved away, set up their headquarters in a Hyderabad, in a Bangalore, in a Bombay, because they're getting a better ecosystem. And honestly, as a very proud Calcuttan, as a Calcutta lover, that breaks my heart. What Bengal thinks today, India thinks tomorrow. People are not saying that the way that they used to, that the East could have its relevance the way it used to before. So during the pandemic, when we got a little bit of time to think about our own future in this city and the future of our next generations in this city, we figured, you know what, we need to create a people's movement. And this is something that you and I individually cannot do. It's something that all of us collectively, if we raise a noise about it, if we keep creating noise, শব্দই ব্রহ্মবরাল. So if we keep creating noise around the good work that's happening in the city, that's the only way to change the narrative around it, which gave rise to the Make Calcutta Relevant Again campaign a couple of years ago. And that, under that umbrella, under the Make Calcutta Relevant umbrella, the CCU Festival version 1 is soon to be a reality. On the 29th of October, 29 October, Talkutir Convention Center, which is one of the newest and one of the largest convention centers in the city, about 50,000 square feet of spaces, open and closed, 5 different venues where a lot of these events are happening, and I'll take you through all of the events as well very quickly. And we want to clearly make sure that this is a celebration. This is a celebration of Calcutta's spirit. This is a celebration of Calcutta's people.
Said we have to make Calcutta relevant again. And Pauline ma'am loves a lovely quote, as we all say, that if you think you're small to make a change, try sleeping with a mosquito at night. So never think you're small enough. That's a favorite quote. So with this small thought of making a change, we have one very special guest out here. Can we have a round of applause for Mr. Sushil Reddy? I request Mr. Sushil Reddy to please come up on stage. Sir, I request you to come up. Too much pressure? Sir, I request you to please ease out that pressure. And so we have 3 to 4 minutes for each speaker. So I request you to serve. Acha, timers bhi set kar rahe ho. Okay, sir. So, sir, the mic is all yours. Whatever you want to talk about the CCU festival. Thank you, sir.
Hi everybody, my name is Manish, and I have been in Kolkata, around Kolkata for a couple of months now. I don't know what keeps me here, but energy is great. Today's 14th, Megdut and Pauline, we discussed that we will be in Sundarban today. But then he calls me and he says, bro, can we put Sundarban in November, and listen, we are doing one of the biggest festival ever. I'm like, dude, you have 1 month, how will you pull it off? And he said, we don't know, but let's do it. And that's how we stand here. I'm extremely happy that something amazing is happening in Kolkata, and as Megdut very rightly said, that everything that is being put into perception about Kolkata in general, West Bengal in general, is not that great when you are not here. However, when you are here and when you spend time here, it's not that people just want to have fun here. It's not that people just want to, take it easy. There is hustle here. Things are changing. The attitude is changing extremely with great pace, which is very, very, nice to see. Last time I remember I did a workshop here, and there were a lot of content creators who came here. Thanks to Suraj who organized that. And I see that a lot of content creators already applied those feedbacks. Their numbers soared. They wrote to me and saying, "Hey, thank you so much for this thing, and it changed, and we got so many new audience. Our reach increased." That means they are open to change. And one thing which I mentioned last time, and one thing I want to again reinforce is, guys, we need to come together. One thing that I saw here last time, and I'm sorry, I'm extremely vocal and I don't hold my words. I'm a pro offender. I offend people very fast because I only cut through bullshit and look for growth. So I said that you guys need to collaborate much. Pauline, entire CCU team, Make Calcutta relevant again, Make Kolkata relevant again team. Suraj's team, he runs Master Mentor, all of that. And I'm going to be here for the festival. I'm also trying to bring some force from outside to show them what's happening here, and also to show it to Kolkata that listen, this is where we have to go. So that's what the effort is. Let's see where it goes. In our hand, what we have is we do an honest job. Rest, result, we'll see what happens. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much, Manisha. Ajay, there's one small request from all of you guys. I request you guys.
From the center is I play guitar to make a living, and that too in Calcutta, and kind of music which is again off the center, left of center, let's say. So anyway, the point I'm trying to make is never like Miku just mentioned. We say we don't have it, we can't do it. Every time we go to Bombay or Bangalore, which is true in reality, but at the same time you have to keep your heart open and keep doing what you know best and be honest and learn the art, because I'm an artist, I believe so, and carry on doing that in your best possible way. But there's a point we mentioned. Everyone has to be open-minded. You know what I mean? Like in this room, we have artists, we have a painter, we have whatever, and maybe a lawyer. I don't know, journalists. Imagine a society with everyone as a doctor or an engineer. How boring will that be? So, respect each other's work, support the system, like Meghnood is doing, and carry on doing what you believe in, really, no matter what. Just to prove the fact, I'm going to tell you, I've been playing guitar in the city. And with that thought, and I wish Meghnood all the best for the festival, I'm part of it also. And fantastic to have guys like this in town, so that they're still keeping the town up there in the map. And always saying, hopelessly, I don't have this, I can't do that. But I've done many things for the last few years because of the gentleman here. I've been playing on this stage, and wherever, and because of the support. So that's what I'm saying. Keep supporting each other, whether you're a taxi driver, or a painter, or a guitar player, doesn't matter. It's a big society, it's a colorful society. Think about it. Make a habit of support the system. Come to the gig, come to the festival, enjoy yourself, learn things from life, and carry on. And thank you again, Meghnood. Fantastic.
Moving on to our next guest. Should I call her a guest or not? I don't know whether it's the right word for her. Can we have a round of applause for Miss Pauline? Can we have a round of applause for Miss Pauline? And there's no introduction required for sure. Handing over the mic and the rest of the stage for some time to Miss Pauline. Thank you, ma'am.
I have my paper. I know the flow more or less. Anyway. So I'll take the stage for just a minute before moving on with our other guests. I think what is important is also people that get involved in and for Kolkata that are not from Kolkata. And this is actually my position. I have been living in Kolkata for the past 4 years, circumstantially and happily, settled here personally and professionally, and I'm happy to say for sure that I will probably spend my life in Kolkata. Now, why does it matter? Because these people, wherever you are in the world, but the people who are there in Kolkata matter, and we all need an ecosystem that is supportive and that can pull us up professionally and personally. If you come to the CCU festival on the 29th of October, not only will the guests be there, most of you in the room will again be there, but you're going to meet so many other people that you never knew were there in Kolkata that will end up inspiring you like anything. So it's really an appeal for the whole city to join hands, come, as Amit was saying, come just have fun, talk to people you don't know, talk to strangers, and maybe realize that maybe this negative narrative about Kolkata is actually unjustified. And it is actually unjustified to a great extent, right? So to continue, moving on with the panel behind me, I will take 1 minute, Meghnood, to mention the few events that will be there for the festival. As Meghnood said, it's going to be around 15 events over 16 hours at a go on the 29th of October. There will be a flea market organized by Nita. There will be music, live music throughout the day. There will be conventions about sustainability, technology and Web3, fitness, design, and innovation and entrepreneurship. There will be a whole startup exhibition and deal flow for startups in the countries, in the city and in the country, and so on and so forth. One of my personal focuses relies on sustainability, and this is a great opportunity that the festival is offering us to launch actually a project that we've been working on for many months now called the Moving Kolkata Moving Project. Contributors to the MKKM project that I just mentioned to you. First off, I would love to welcome my friend Sushil on stage. Sushil and I were classmates and friends, actually, come with me. Sushil is also not from Kolkata, which is there to make the point today. Sushil hails from Mumbai. He is currently on an EV, electric vehicle tour throughout the country, and he's just here in Kolkata for today and tomorrow. Sushil, if you can spend just a couple of minutes telling us what the feeling of the city has been like for you to be welcomed in the city, a couple of words about your work.
Thank you so much, Pauline. Thank you, Meghdoot. I mean, for me, the first connection with Kolkata when I was planning this journey on the electric car was Pauline and Meghdoot, because that's a kind of the strong network that they have built in Kolkata. So I like the fact that they are building this whole ecosystem here. I come from Mumbai, and I know the value of such events, especially networking events. And it happens in many other cities, and I'm sure this idea of a CCU festival will help people to network and gain value out of. So a quick word about my journey. So me and Rajender, my team member, we are doing 6,000 kilometers on the electric car, and this is our day 15 of our journey. We started from Delhi. We are doing a tour across the Golden Quadrilateral route, and the idea is to raise awareness about e-mobility. Basically, this is my second time in Kolkata. The last time I was here, I was on an electric auto rickshaw. I remember I met Meghdoot the last time. We did a small quiz with the students. And I'll be talking to a few students from the Techno India University group as a part of raising awareness on e-mobility, especially to the students in Kolkata. My experience in Kolkata, of course, I haven't seen the city too much, but I feel there's a lot of energy that can be harnessed to do something very positive in the city. I'll talk about one of the things yesterday. I met this company, MG Motor, who is providing the electric car for the journey, and I met the dealer, and he was like, "There's a huge uptake, huge interest." Again, Pauline and Meghdoot for this opportunity, and let the next speaker take it ahead.
Moving on to our next speakers, I am super happy to invite Devanjan Chakrabarti, Director East and Northeast at the British Council, on stage to share a few words about what you think of this new narrative for the city. Over to you.
Thank you, Pauline. Thank you, Meghdoot, for making this happen. I'll just take a minute to reflect a little bit personally, just like Meghdoot said. Both me and my wife, we had the great opportunity to study in the UK and had opportunities to lead the typical diasporic life. But we chose not to. We chose to come back to Kolkata. And we have not regretted that decision for even a single minute in the last 23 years we have been back from the UK. And there are a number of reasons for this. And let me just plant three. I mean, this narrative about Kolkata needs to change, but the thing is there are lots of data that already says that why Kolkata is relevant. I mean, we don't have to, we absolutely have to change the narrative, but it is already very relevant internationally and domestically. But thankfully, we have been winning this war of narratives a bit. And it's fantastic to be here with all of you, and may this festival thrive like never before. Nothing before that's come before me. Thank you.
Of the Goethe Institute, we have Sharanya Chattopadhyay with us of the Goethe Institute. The Goethe Institute is a beautiful cultural organization that, again, also is making Calcutta relevant again. The Goethe Institute has played an integral part, especially of the Moving Kolkata Moving project that I was just mentioning before. Actually, with a series of events next week, if you want to share a word about this. And really happy to have you on board for today. Thank you so much for your presence. Over to you.
I would like to start by congratulating Meghdoot and Pauline to be able to bring something like the CCU festival together at such a short notice. Because I think it was only like a week back that I started seeing the Instagram posts and all. And when you look at it, and when you look at the lineup and the events lined up for the project, it seems like they've been planning this for the last 3-4 months, or maybe even a year, to bring in something as big as this. But it is a wonderful curation of projects, collaborative. So as Megdut was saying, that we're finding an ecosystem. In case of cultural sector, I think ecosystem Kolkata provides a wonderful ecosystem for us to work with. And Youth Institute for many years has been benefited from that ecosystem and that collaboration. So I would just like to end with the fact that to invite more and more people to come to the festival and collaborate. The more we kind of engage with each other, the more we kind of share ideas with each other and help people who are trying to amplify the key message that these are the things which are happening in Kolkata, these are the things which are happening in Kolkata, and place it where it belongs.
In all of them now, my friend Manfred Oster, the Consul General of the Consulate of Germany, who is with us today. Manfred, of course, the Consulate of Germany is really active in different spaces and sectors, including sustainability, and Manfred has played a role in the Moving Kolkata Moving project that is a full-fledged part of the festival to come. Manfred, if you can share a few words. Thank you so much.
Merci, Pauline. Yes, the second German speaker, if you like, in a row, because Max Müller-Baumann Goethe Institute, of course, is the German Cultural Institute in Kolkata, as you all know. You might not be aware that they just have reopened their cafe. So if you want to go there and then pass by the library and take a book and see what is on their program, their cafe is open now again. And after the COVID times, that's a good place to hang out once you are a bit tired in Park Street from shopping or whatever you're going to do there. Sustainability, Pauline, yes, you mentioned that, and indeed I would like to dedicate a few words to that, because I think it is great that this is going to be part of the CCU festival. More than ever, it is necessary to start acting, but I think acting is something that needs also to come from the grassroots level, from the citizens and the inhabitants of this city. And here, I must say, for the last 2 years that I've been here, and for a diplomat, 2 years is quite a bit of time, because we normally are not allowed to stay longer than 4 years. So after half-time, I must say, Kolkata has really a good basis for this citizens' involvement. I feel that grassroots initiatives are plenty.
I would love to now welcome to the mic Mr. Akib, who is playing one of the most dynamic roles in the CCU festival to come. Akib, you have been an ecosystem player in the space of startups and entrepreneurship for many years now out of Kolkata. Your offices is just upstairs, free flow offices just on the 4th floor of this building. I've always been very admirative of the, as Manfred was saying, the citizen movement and the community that you've been able to gather around you for the same ambitions.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a hard act to follow. There's been diversity already taken care of. So CCU Festival represents the kind of diversity and inclusion that sits in. I have 5 keywords that I picked up from everything that was spoken today. There's content, there's brand building, there's sustainability, there's optimism, because anybody who's not optimist is out. There's green, there's culture, and there's this inherent belief in Calcutta that it is still relevant. It just needs a narrative change. They are the executionaries of all these words that we are talking about: optimism, sustainability, brand, continual scale, growth, and everything else that we talk about. In our journey with Make Calcutta Relevant Again, with Make Do, with Offbeat, in the last 3 years, there's been a very deliberate attempt on our part to go east, to bring the country to the east. We've done about 7 individual events wherein there have been startups who have come from all across the country to these shows. There have been investors from all across the country who have come to these shows and actually invested in startups from, of, and by Calcutta. And when I mean Calcutta, this is the only possible city in the country which is a gateway to more than 5 states. I am primarily building this event called Flow Pitch at CCU Fest, which already has about 800 plus applications from all across the country. It has about 160 international applications from startups coming from UK, from startups coming from France, from startups coming from Singapore, from startups coming from Malaysia, and it has a total aspirational value of hitting about 1,000 startups by the end of tomorrow. We are going to have 1,000 applications on our portal applying to be in Calcutta, and vying to be part of the top 90 who are selected investors. Now, who are the investors? And do we have enough of them in Calcutta? They are asking, Calcutta does a startup event, right? You did something in August, you did something in September. Is it going to be continuation of that or something bigger? And I'm like, the stakes are going to change forever. You're going to come to this city searching for talent, not saying that we do not get it here and we'll have to possibly go to a Hyderabad and Bangalore to get this. So the idea is to get 100 investors, 90 selected startups, 85 different customers who validate why the business is viable today. It is not a valuation chase anymore. It's a traction chase, it's a sustainability chase, and it's about building brands that keep people at the forefront. $4.5 million of investments that have gone through Calcutta shores in just the last 3 months for startups across Southeast Asia, and startups who have come to Calcutta and raised from Calcutta because of the various events, various interactions, and various customer accesses that they have got in these parts of the country. It's called the common man pitch, the common man pitch for a change. We are not chasing the investors, we are not chasing the valuation, we are chasing the validation of the user who uses that last mile product. So that's what's up at CCU Fest under the hood of Flow Pitch 2022. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ankit. An impromptu addition to the flow today. Aishwarya, if you can come and join me on stage for 1 minute. Just a few comments from you. I think you wonderfully embody one of these entrepreneurs of the city, and you have played such an important role into the upcoming festival. Your energy is just incredible, and I would love to welcome you on stage as the founder of Oli and one of the ecosystem players for this event to share a few words with us.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was not expecting to do this, but I'll do it anyway. This is my city. I love the city from the very core of my heart. I was away for 15 years. I don't know why. When I came back, I was like, why am I doing this? But believe me, when I was leaving the city, I said, I'm never coming back. When I came back, I said, I'm never going away. So it's a very, it's a very all love relationship that I have with the city, and I would do anything to be able to add value in whichever way possible. And I think I've finally found people who are more like a family ecosystem. You choose your own family. I think I found many of such family members in this room itself. So like I said, not taking anything away from Satyajit Ray and Rabindranath Tagore. They are our pillars and they are all our pioneers. But who are the new people? And why aren't they now becoming the center of the universe of Calcutta? So that is my expectation and my end goal from this festival, and I will do whatever is in my capacity to try and bring out those people who now represent this movement, and that's it. And I'm in this for love, and I just love being a part of this festival. I think all of you guys, when you are there, you feel the same love and affection. And it's going to reach out to you guys on that day at the venue, the love that we're putting into this festival today. That's all. Thank you.
This is important. She started off her journey of entrepreneurship at the age of 35, which is an incredible feat if you think about it. That when most people are thinking of, okay, how am I going to move to a CEO level in my next company? or a CXO level. She was quitting everything she'd known before moving to Calcutta and starting a business. So it's also about taking risks, and for all of that, us who are building the CCU festival, it's very important that we look at it, that we challenge the status quo at every given point of time. Hence, I figured a few words from her would be very important. And the last point, which is not about Aishwarya, I will move to one last point which was raised before by the speakers. One of the speakers was the festival economy. And I'll take an example here. There is a festival in Austin, Texas, which is called the South by Southwest. You might have heard about it. It's the largest interdisciplinary festival in the world, which brings together.
Thank you so much, Magnus. Last but not the least, we have Mr. Niglo with us, the British Deputy High Commissioner to Kolkata. I hope you still have a couple of words to say after all of the inputs from our different speakers. Lots of food for thought and materials to...
Right. As you can see, I've done something I loudly criticise my children for doing, which is to get out their mobile phones on a social occasion. But social media is king. Can I ask a kindly face from the audience? Yes, you please. Can you come and take a photo? So that so we do social media. And yeah, absolutely. I've got them all out working their fingers to the bone. You know what it's like. Do we have a social media presence? I mean, if I look for
everything's been on social media only so far. It's purely up until this point. We've only done social media marketing up until this point. And yeah, we will be seeing some hoardings and ads, but that's not really our idea. It's all Gen Z and millennials and everyone's in social media. So.
Gotcha, right. I shall hunt down the relevant hashtags as soon as this meeting is over. Second thing is, do you have bright red baseball caps with MCRA?
That's the next idea for the merch. Can make that happen.
Okay. That's my little sort of faux tribute to Donald Trump there. For those of you who didn't realize it was the Make America Great Again MAGA baseball caps. Right, Pauline, what have I ever done to you to be invited to speak last? Because talk about all the best lines being taken. I don't think there's anything at all left to be said. But let me start by saying this. A lot of what's been said is really well, the word is relevant, isn't it? It really is relevant, and it resonates with me. I've discovered over 3 years here that the way to get a local audience on your side is early in your speech to describe Calcutta as the culinary, the cultural, the intellectual, the literary, and the sporting capital of India. And it is. Now, I'm not saying that thunderous applause. No, I'm not saying that to get on your good side. That is absolutely true. And yet, the city does have something of an image problem. If I had to compare Kolkata to a city in my own country, now they'll hate me in Dundee of Kolkata, I would go for Liverpool. Liverpool too, in terms of culture and in terms of sport, punches as hard as anyone does in my country. And it's a city with a very strong sense of its own place and a very strong love for its own culture, all of which I see here. Yet it's also a city that probably in British terms, people would say its best days are behind it. I don't think that's true of Liverpool. I certainly don't think that's true of Kolkata. And this is why we're here today, to make sure that isn't the case. So let's look at Kolkata from 2 or 3 different perspectives. We'll start with the economy. You know, Bill Clinton's famous phrase, it's the economy, stupid, and the size of your economy and the quality of your economy says an awful lot about you. And this is a battle I have on a weekly basis with colleagues based in New Delhi and in Mumbai, and with people back in the UK. Because when we have ministers come over, when we have business delegations come over, the well-beaten path in the itinerary is New Delhi, Mumbai, Bengaluru for tech and Bengaluru being synonymous, and then possibly down to Chennai. And that is wrong, as I keep telling people. By a very, very long distance, Kolkata is India's 3rd city. Some of you might say it's 1st or 2nd city. I'm going to say it's the 3rd city.
in terms of the size of its economy, whether you measure that in nominal terms or in purchasing power parity terms, this by a long way is India's third city. And its economic growth over the last few years, frankly, has been stellar. You know as well as I do, in the run-up to the pandemic, over 12% a year. Okay, that was off of a low base, but nonetheless, that is stunning. Well, look what happened during the pandemic. First year of the pandemic, there's India, down, I think, 3.7%. Kolkata, meanwhile, even in that difficult year, up 7%. Very clear trajectory. Very clear trajectory. Bengal Global Business Summit this year. I had a few sleepless nights in the run-up to it. I thought, this is going to be hard work. I've got to persuade United Kingdom to come en masse to Kolkata. I will be spending whole weekends from morning to night on the phone, pleading, begging, threatening people to come. Not a bit of it. Not a bit of it. They flooded to us. We had the biggest delegation at Bengal Global Business Summit. 49 companies, universities, cultural institutions. Well, it wasn't actually, it was 45, because 4 couldn't get their visas in time, but that's another story. And Amit Mitra, who I saw the day before yesterday, and we've got a lot of investors from Kolkata in the UK too. Manfred rightly spoke about the future, because there is a big, ugly, existential threat out there, and it's called climate change. And we are in the most climate-threatened part of India. We need to do something about it. And I really warmly applaud the lead that Kolkata Municipal Corporation, the government of West Bengal, are taking on this. Kolkata, most of you probably know, won a very prestigious C40 prize at the World Mayor Summit in Copenhagen a couple of years ago, and they don't give those out lightly. Kolkata is a trailblazer. Kolkata is a beacon on electric mobility. Let's look at a third aspect of this, because I mentioned intellectual in the introduction. This part of India has an immense demographic dividend. It's a very young part of India. It's a very well-educated part of India. And that is money in your bank account. That will serve you very well going forward. And you have got some of the best academic, scientific, and technological assets, not only that you're going to find anywhere in India, but frankly, you're going to find anywhere in South Asia or Southeast Asia. This is going to be immensely important in making Kolkata relevant again. I've still not said anything about what I'm here to talk about, which is the CCU. So I look forward to seeing you all in 2 weeks' time, well, 2 weeks, Sunday, 2 weeks' time, for what is going to be a really big bash, what's going to be a lot of fun. Let's get the word out there, and let's make it happen year on year. And please share with us any ideas afterwards, any lessons learned, where we can work together in the future to make it bigger and better. I think this is a city with an absolutely brilliant future. I really do. But we need to get it right on a number of levels. We need to stop the city being flooded by rising sea levels. So we'll continue to work very hard on climate change. But overwhelmingly positive prognosis from the United Kingdom. Always fatal to ask me to say a few words, because I never do, but that absolutely is it. Thank you for hearing me out.